So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Terry Stirk. It is an honor to be here today and to share time with you. I always enjoy this time. I hope you do too. You're all survivors, including me. And we're all warriors in our own right. And each of us is on a healing journey, not just for our body, but also for our mind and spirit. And that's what I'm here for and why I created this group. I come to you today to create an environment of empathy and hope and to provide comfort for you. So, any questions you have, feel free to just jot them in the comment section for this time together. We will discuss what we all face, and that's fear. Fear comes in many forms: fear of failure, fear of rejection or of the unknown, or even of past traumas. And it's universal. Fear is how we handle everything that comes at us and how it can shape our lives. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "We gain confidence by each experience in which we really stop to look fear in the face." And that's so true. Everything I've learned about how to handle fear, it's about acknowledging it, that it's there, and not trying to ignore it. Confidence isn't a magical trait that we're born with. It's a skill that we build with practice and perseverance. So let's explore how we can face fear and in doing it, build lasting confidence to get through those scary times. First of all, fear is a natural response. It's designed to protect us from danger, but it can also paralyze us. Psychologically, fear triggers that fight, flight, or freeze response. While this is helpful in life-threatening situations, it can hold us back when we're dealing with personal challenges. Fear is fundamental in our minds when dealing with the threat of cancer. The threat created a belief for me multiple times during my recovery. When I finished treatment, I wanted to sing and shout to the world, "Keep me safe from cancer. Don't let it get me again." Then on a day just 2 years after my second diagnosis and just 1 year after my final reconstructive surgery, I noticed a lump in my left breast. A tiny bump brought me to the doctor. She was my surgeon who had handled my most recent mastectomy. She thought it could be scar tissue. I thought it could be anything. But was it cancer again? Why must I manage my life around a tiny little bump? Have you asked yourself that question? Cancer is the gift that keeps on giving. It created a slight inconvenience. So how could I let that bump control me? It monopolized my thoughts. It took up home in my head. I had been so positive, but this news set me spiraling downward. I was set to see my surgeon. The wait was the hardest part. It was so long, so excruciating. Really, it was only a couple of days. But all that worry ended up creating havoc for no reason. She removed the tiny lump in her office, and the lab determined it was scar tissue, not cancer. If a belief is a feeling of certainty, then I got what I was looking for. even if it wasn't there. That fear drove me to believe I had cancer a third time, but I didn't. So if you find a suspicious bump or lump, you'll likely believe it is bad news. Yes, I have found other bumps and lumps around my body since then and had them all checked out. All of them were not cancer. But I learned to handle the fear that comes with finding those bumps. Yes, I agree that any suspicious lump needs to be checked out, always. But if you question every aspect of your body's changes, you create worry without reason. So, how do we face that fear when that time comes? Here are some practical things to do. 3 key strategies that have helped me. One is acknowledging your fear, not just pretending that lump isn't there or pretending your feelings aren't there. Many people avoid fear, hoping it will disappear, but it won't. Whatever's creating that fear is still there. So ignoring that fear often gives it more power. Instead, take a moment and confront it. Name it. What are you afraid of? Write it down, say it out loud, or talk to someone about it. Recognizing your fear is the first step to managing it. Then, the second step then is to take small steps. You don't have to conquer your biggest fear all at once. Start small. Break the fear into manageable pieces. For instance, if you're afraid to advocate for yourself, if you're uncomfortable with what doctors are saying, or if you just don't understand, you begin by sharing your ideas in a small, safe space, an informal setting, whether that's family members or friends. Facing your fear gradually with people you're comfortable with will help you build resilience and confidence with your next step, and that's advocating for yourself when you speak to your doctors. The key is consistent effort. Small victories compound big progress. So this works for whatever your fear might be. The example I gave, though, was being an advocate for yourself, which is so important, but that can be scary. The third step is to focus on your strengths and your resources. Fear can feel overwhelming, but it's important to remember what you already have. You have an innate ability to take care of yourself. Reflect on your past successes and times when you overcame challenges, even if they were small ones. You were able to do it. Surround yourself with supportive people or seek out tools and techniques that can help, like breathing exercises or visualization. An example, if fear arises before a difficult conversation or a difficult appointment, you can prepare by researching and rehearsing your points or things that you want better understanding of. Or use those grounding techniques like deep breathing to keep you calm and present to be able to handle that appointment. Facing fear isn't about being fearless. As I said earlier, fear is a natural part of being human. It's about learning to move forward despite the fear. You can steadily overcome even your biggest challenges by breaking it down and taking action and focusing on your abilities instead of the things you're afraid of. So build confidence through action. Facing fear is only the beginning. The fundamental transformation happens as you build confidence through repeated action. So facing fear doesn't eliminate the fear, but it gives you the courage to act on it in spite of it. First of all, think about your lessons learned from past experience. Confidence isn't about avoiding failure. It's about learning from it, whatever kind of fear you're having. Surely you've handled some sort of situation in the past which can give you confidence in dealing with this new situation. That was true for me. When I found other lumps over the years, I didn't have the fear the way I did that first time. That experience gave me confidence to know what I needed to do to handle it, but that it didn't need to paralyze me or monopolize my mind. Whenever you face a challenge, you'll win or lose or whatever you want to say, but you'll grow stronger from it either way. I failed many times during my wellness journey. However, like Thomas Edison, who had failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. So I'm not going to do that again. I'll try something else. Also, always celebrate your wins. Each time you overcome a fear, no matter how small, take time to celebrate. These victories help you to gain that confidence and remind you that fear doesn't need to define you. You can be confident the next time a similar situation comes up. Also, stay connected, meaning surround yourself with people who will support you and uplift you and encourage you when these things happen. Community is where confidence grows, and others can remind you of your strength when you forget yourself. It's easy to fall into self-doubt and negative thinking patterns when reflecting on all we've been through. We may look at the accomplishments of others and compare ourselves to them, leading us to feel like we haven't accomplished enough or we aren't far enough in our healing as we'd like to be. But it's vital to approach ourselves with compassion and understanding. Your story is not their story. We each have our unique circumstances and experiences that have brought us to where we are today. It's important to acknowledge these factors and to recognize that we are precisely where we are meant to be right now. So trust yourself and your journey. Know that your growth and progress are ongoing and that you will gain confidence as you continue to practice and to live your life. So let's practice with an interactive exercise. I'll also post this at the bottom of this video. But it goes like this. Write down one fear that comes to your mind. Then write a small step that you can take now to confront that fear. And then answer this question about the fear. What is the best possible outcome? The third step is next list the benefits of overcoming the fear, such as increased resilience, personal growth, confidence, or new opportunities. So today I'll leave you with a question. What fear do you need to face today, right now? Maybe it's a tough conversation, a career change, or healing from a painful experience. Or maybe it's an upcoming appointment. Whatever it is, take the first step today. And remember, confidence is not a destination, it's a journey. Each time you look fear in the face and choose to act, you're building a stronger, braver version of yourself. Thank you for joining me today. And as always, I'm cheering you on.